Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Train, and I am the chairman of the board of 01 Quantum Inc., and I am acting as the chair of this meeting, unless there is an objection from those present. I welcome you to this annual meeting of shareholders. Now I would like to introduce you to our proposed board of directors. Andrew Chung, whom you all know, Chief Executive Officer and Director. Myself, William Train, Director and Chairman of the Board. Gary Kissick, who is in the room with Andrew and Brian at Fogler-Rubinoff. He is a director. Tyson McCauley, who I believe is tied on virtually. And Eduardo Perichetti, who is proposed for standing for the board this year. You know most of the rest of us, but I'd like to give a brief background to introduce you to Eduardo. Eduardo has been an advisor for over a year, but he has graciously agreed to stand for election to the board of directors, and we're happy to invite him on and join us. A little bit of background on Eduardo. He's currently associate professor in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics at Florida Atlantic University. And before that, he was a postdoc in cryptography and data security group at Warsaw University in Poland. He also has a PhD in mathematics from the University of Auckland in New Zealand. Most notably, Eduardo has worked with NIST on being a co-author of four different submissions to be the first NIST post-quantum standardization process. 3 of the 4 algorithms, the classic Maclise, BIKE, and HQC, reached the conclusive final round, with HQC being selected in March 2025 as one of the 2 new standards for encryption. He has also co-authored 3 submissions to NIST's on-ramp call for novel signature schemes. So I'm sure you can all agree that that kind of background is invaluable to a company like ours. Our corporate secretary and controller is also in the room, Ms. Gigi Liu. I'd like to ask Gigi Liu to act as secretary of the meeting and Rosa Garofalo of TMX Trust to act as scrutineer. Ladies and gentlemen, notice and proxy materials for this meeting were duly mailed to shareholders. Additional copies are available on SEDAR. I have been advised by the scrutineers that prior to the meeting, proxies were received from holders of more than 25,089,518 shares, or 23.16% of the outstanding shares. As a result, we have a quorum for this meeting, and the meeting is properly constituted for the transaction of business. In view of the need to attend to a number of formal corporate matters, certain shareholders have volunteered to move and second resolutions where required. While this procedure will facilitate the handling of the formal matters, any shareholder or proxy holder may speak on a matter when that matter is before the meeting. When I recognize you, please give your name and state whether you are a shareholder or a proxy holder. The minutes of the last annual meeting of shareholders held on April 23rd, 2025 are available for inspection from the company via email from Gigi Liu at gigiliu@01com.com. I'm also tabling a copy of the 2025 audited financial statements. You will have received them with the proxy materials, and additional copies are available on SEDAR. After the formal portion of this meeting, there will be a presentation by management, which will then be followed by an opportunity for questions. The first item of business for which this meeting has been called is to fix the number of directors. It is intended to determine the number of directors at 5 and to elect 5 directors for the ensuing year. May I have a motion that the number of directors be fixed at 5?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Brian.
Sorry, I had my mic muted. Mr. Chairman, my name is Brian Stringer, and I am a shareholder. I so move.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Gigi Liu. I'm a shareholder. I second the motion.
Thank you, Gigi. Is there any discussion on the motion? I hear none. Based on proxies received in favor of management, if a ballot were conducted on this matter, more than 95% of the votes eligible to be cast at this meeting would be voted in favor of setting the number of directors to be elected at 5. Therefore, I declare that the number of directors to be elected is set at 5 in accordance with the motion. We will now turn to the election of directors for the term expiring in 2027. 5 directors are to be elected, and 5 nominees are named in the proxy circular for this meeting. The secretary will now read their names.
The names of the nominees are Andrew Chung, William Train, Gary Kissett, Tyson Holly, and Eduardo Shafi.
Thank you. I would like to note that the company has adopted a policy whereby any nominee for election as a director for whom the number of votes withheld exceeds the number of votes cast in his or her favor will be deemed not to have received the support of shareholders, even if he or she is elected. A director elected in such circumstances must immediately offer his or her resignation to the board within 90 days of receiving the final voting results. The board will issue a press release announcing the resignation of the director or explaining the reasons justifying its decision not to accept such resignation. This policy only applies in the context of an uncontested election of directors. May I have a nomination, please?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Brian Stringer, and I am a shareholder. I nominate the 5 persons whose names have been read to the meeting by the secretary for election as directors of the company to serve until the annual meeting of shareholders to be held in 2027.
Thank you, Brian. Does any shareholder or proxy holder wish to make a further nomination? If there are no further nominations, I declare the nominations closed. 5 persons have been nominated as directors, and there are 5 directors to be elected. Accordingly, I declare that the 5 nominees whose names have been read by the secretary have been elected directors of the company to hold office until the close of the next annual meeting of shareholders, or until his or her successor is duly elected, or he or she otherwise ceases to hold his or her office. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of auditors of the company. I will now entertain a nomination in this regard. A motion in this regard.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Brian Stringer, and I am a shareholder. I move that McGovern Hurley, LLP, Chartered Professional Accountants, be appointed auditors of the company to serve until the annual meeting of shareholders to be held in the year 2027 at a remuneration to be approved by the board of directors of the company.
Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Gigi Liu. I'm a shareholder. I second the motion.
Thank you, Gigi. A motion has been made and seconded to appoint McGovern Hurley, LLP, as the company's auditors. Based on the proxies received in favor of management, if a ballot vote were conducted on this matter, more than 95% of the votes eligible to be cast at this meeting would be voted in favor of the reappointment of the auditors at a remuneration to be fixed by the board of directors of the company. Therefore, the motion is carried, and I declare that McGovern Hurley LLP have been reappointed auditors of the company in accordance with the motion. The next item for which this meeting has been called is to consider, and if thought appropriate, to approve a resolution ratifying the stock option plan of the company, as more particularly described in the Management Information Circular. The full text of the proposed resolution is set out in the Management Information Circular. In order to be approved, the resolution must be approved by at least a majority of the votes cast thereon. May I have a motion for the approval of this resolution?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Brian Stringer and I'm a shareholder. I hereby move that the resolution approving the ratification of the company's stock option plan in the form set out in the Management Information Circular is passed without variation.
Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Gigi Lu and I'm a shareholder. I second the motion.
Thank you, Gigi. The meeting will now vote by ballot on the motion. If you are entitled to receive, is there any discussion or any questions that there have been questions posed on the stock option plan? The meeting will now vote by ballot on the motion. If you are entitled to receive a ballot, the scrutineer will have provided you with one upon entering the meeting. If you did not receive a ballot and feel you should receive a ballot, please raise your hand. The secretary will now give the shareholders instructions as to the voting procedure. So this only applies if there are people in the room that need to vote by ballot. In the majority of cases, it will not be required.
Only proxy holders and shareholders who have not returned a proxy or who wish to change their instructions to complete. All proxies in favor of management will be voted as instructed. Therefore, they do not need to perform a ballot if you would like to change your voting instructions, but you have not yet voted in respect of the Anyone wishing to complete a ballot should mark it with an X, either for or against the motion in the place indicated. When you have completed the ballot, including signing it and printing the name neatly in the space provided, please raise your hand and the ballot will be collected and given to the scrutineer for counting.
Gigi, would you please let me know if there are anyone raising their hand for a ballot?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to declare the polls closed, and we will now wait for the scrutineer to tabulate the ballots. Okay, that's not necessary. The scrutineer reports that the resolution has been duly carried by a majority of the votes cast at this meeting, and accordingly, I declare the resolution carried. If any shareholder is interested in the exact number of votes cast in favor of or against the resolution, which has been voted on by ballot, he or she may obtain particulars from the secretary after the meeting. That concludes all the formal part of the business. I think it is now appropriate to terminate the meeting. May I have a motion to terminate this meeting?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Brian Stringer and I'm a shareholder. I move that the meeting be terminated.
Thank you, Brian. May I have a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Gigi Lu and I'm a shareholder. I second the motion.
Thank you. A motion has been received and seconded to terminate the meeting. The formal portion of the meeting is now concluded. Management will make a short presentation about the company, after which there will be an opportunity for questions. Thank you for attending. I believe Andrew is also going to make some product presentations, which I think we should all be excited to watch. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
Shall we pause for a few moments to get your presentation set up, Andrew?
I think it is okay. Before I do the presentation, I would like to give some kind of background, which a lot of people already know. But then for some new shareholders, the benefit, I should also go through the quantum, the Q-Day threats and kind of things. So first of all, welcome to our AGM, and this is very exciting because it's our first AGM after officially changing the name to 01 Quantum. I'm Andrew. I'm the president and CEO of 01 Quantum. So first of all, how are you doing? Welcome to this new AGM as 01 Quantum. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm very excited. I couldn't wait to give you a demo of our latest and greatest. But before I do that, I'd like to give some background about Q-Day threats for the benefit of some new shareholders. So fundamentally, the excessive computing power of quantum computer has created an unprecedented cybersecurity threat for the world, or AKA Q-Day, which is the day when the bad guys starting to use quantum computers to do the dirty works. So on and after Q-Day, everything under the sun, whether you're using AI, cryptocurrencies, banking, medical, or anything, or even email, remote access, or whatever, are going to be vulnerable or naked in front of a quantum computer. So no wonder why a lot of the larger tech companies such as Apple, Google, Microsoft, etc., they have already started their migration to post-quantum. And the U.S. government also has issued the NSM-10 letters a couple of years ago already, so asking their agencies to be very mindful about a famous attack called the HNDL, Harvest Now Decrypt Later attack, whereby the hackers are getting hold of your data today. Yes, they are encrypted. They cannot do anything. However, they can just sit and wait until they get hold of a quantum computer. Then they do the dirty work. So the Q-Day problem becoming not a tomorrow problem, not even today, but a yesterday problem. So a lot of people are asking around if there's one single question that the world are asking or having a myth on is about when Q-Day was starting hitting the world. There's really no definitive answer to that question, but there are a lot of writings on the wall that you can reference to, such as when IBM would deliver this, when Google would deliver that. So this kind of like a Q-Day estimate has been since a few years ago. People were saying, yeah, it's decades away, don't worry about it. But then now the latest prediction from IBM, from Google is 2029, because Google just 1 month ago, actually 3 weeks ago, Google announced that they can simulate the elliptic curve cracking within 9 minutes. Okay, and they predict Q-Day arrival of 2029. And then IBM roadmap is also independently calling the same thing, because IBM were expecting to deliver their full fault-tolerant quantum computer by 2029. And Vitalik from Ethereum, the Ethereum founder, also predicting that there are 20% chance that the Q-Day would hit by 2029 or before. So when there are so many coincidence, saying about 2029, chances are is not a coincidence. So having said all these things, there's still another fact that people are ignoring, is that all these writing on the walls are only from the open world. And there are some closed world, such as China and Russia, the vendors never release their roadmap. So between now and 2029, which is only 2.5 years, right, there will be a very high chance that one of these vendors that you never heard of the name suddenly announce something that, hey, this is a quantum computer we have, you never know about it, and then if you are not prepared, basically you are a toaster. So what we have done in the last few years, I would say few years, like 8 years already, was that we went ahead and not only creating the encryption engine, but we have also went ahead differentiate ourselves from our competitors in a way that we are actually rolling up our sleeves to create end user product that people can use, can touch, can pay for, right? And so far we have already completed 2 major projects. One is for Hitachi in Japan, whereby we help them converting their remote access application from being quantum vulnerable to become quantum safe, and which we'll give you a bit more details later. And then we also help another partners doing a digital asset, creating the world's first ecosystem to protect existing digital asset to become quantum safe. And we have also created an end user ready end-to-end email security system whereby you can have quantum safe email encryption and digital signature. So as I said, we helped Hitachi finishing their project, and only 3 months ago in January that announcement has been made by Hitachi and us jointly about the completion and beginning of marketing phase of this product. And the good thing about what we do is that we are acting as the consultant. We are giving away the engine for free as long as we are helping our customer doing the job. So we receive one-time engineering fee plus ongoing revenue sharing, which is the good part, because we, as the SME subject matter expert for PQC, we don't need to spend a dime in sales and marketing. And our partners are doing the job, and we sit back collecting revenue share. And then the second thing is about, as I mentioned, the digital asset, which is what I am going to do a demonstration later now today. So what we have done is that we have helped our partner called QLabs Foundation created the world first quantum safe vault that is designed to protect existing digital asset to become quantum safe. There's a lot of the time when we hear about people are saying that we don't care about new chain, we don't care about new layer 1 chain. All we want is to protect my existing token to become quantum safe. So we did it. And similar to Hitachi, again, we are receiving one-time engineering fee plus some revenue sharing. For example, we received 22.5 million of the Q1 token as our revenue sharing portion, which is our upside. And I am going to do a quick demonstration of this vault technology. Okay. And then the third thing I keep mentioning is about email, and we have also created the world's first end-to-end email security system, which is a plug-in to Outlook, meaning that it is going to be it is mainstream ready and enterprise ready that people can touch, download, use, and pay for already. So the market size of these things are huge. As we all know, 730 million email addresses in the world. It's only 10% are serious and wanting to pay $3 a month for the quantum protection, and that's about 2.6 billion annual recurring revenue potential up for grab already. So on top of all these things that we have already created and generating revenue, we are also creating something new for this year, next year, and the years to come, which is a crossover between AI and quantum safety, right? So as we all know, AI is huge. But then if there's one particular element or factor that is preventing AI from doing the maximum, is privacy. We all know that, like, people worrying about your question into the AI are going to be read by AI. They know who you are. They know what you have asked. and so your privacy is gone, right? So after identifying that pain point, we have done in the last 2 years was working on a platform we call the QAW, Quantum AI Wrapper Technology, whereby we are encrypting the AI AI model, both by what we call FHE, full homomorphic encryption. And this kind of encryption is not only quantum safe, but also that if they are mathematic preserving, so you can do AI inference while the AI model. It sounds too good to be true, because the thing is that the AI model can provide the answer while they don't know what you're asking, and that is the thinking for the homomorphic encryption doing that kind of a magic. So your question to your AI model is not going to be known by the AI model, but yet the AI model can produce the answer for you. So there are lots of practical usage for that kind of thing. For example, in the defense industry, for example, military drone. Like every military drone would potentially have an AI model recognizing some of the enemy mapping or the tank location or whatsoever. And what if the drone is down and the enemy get hold of the model? You don't want that to happen. So that's the last thing you want, is the enemy having the ability to reverse engineering your model. So our platform will allow that to happen, to protect both the model and the end user data. So the marketing potential is that we're going to market this to government, banking, large organization, basically anyone who want to use AI model but worrying about privacy. We have a solution for that. So the roadmap is very simple. Between this year and next year, it's step one, which is what we have already completed, and I'm going to do a demonstration. It's going to be an optimized FHE, full homomorphic encryption milestone. And then the next milestone is going to be private AI, and then followed by hybrid FHE. Then, next year we're going to have a AI marketplace for private AI, and then for optimized FHE, then finished by having hybrid FHE. So all these things are all dovetailing with our complete global partnership, such as CGI, Hitachi, Thales, PwC, and QLabs, and Trinium, etc., etc. So before I am performing my demonstration, I would like to ask Brian, our CFO, to explain a little bit about our financial position, where we sit, and where the stock is performing so far. And then I will come back to do the demonstration. Brian.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah. Well, just very quickly, looking at our financials, we have $3.3 million cash available to us, zero debt, no debt. We're running right now at approximately a 250,000 plus or minus small amount cash burn per quarter. So you can extrapolate that to see the significant amount of cash on hand that we feel will fund the current business plan that Andrew's been talking about. Now, going forward, we do have some revenue, as Andrew said. We've had development fees. We've recognized fourth quarter, first quarter, and our second quarter coming up will be similar to the first quarter, which will give us a burn of, again, approximately $250,000. Our expenses have been running in and around the $700,000 per quarter. In addition, we've made use of stock-based compensation, a non-cash expense, to retain third-party contractors as well as employees. And we've done this very effectively because it doesn't require cash. Basic shares, 108 million. Options, 8.2 million, ranging from around 10 cents up to 80 cents. Warrants, 6.59 million. And they're between 50 and 75 cents. Okay. And they've got 2 years to go. Okay. Our market cap right now, we're sitting at 48 million, 52-week high and low. Really like that at $1.13, 39 rather, and 19 cents. And that compares that market cap of 48 million to two other players in this space in Canada, Quantum Emotion with an $800 million market cap, and BTQ of a $570 million. We like our go-to-market strategy, which Andrew's explained, which is wrapping our technology around products and taking them to the market with partners, which allows them to do the marketing and us to be their expert in the area of post-quantum cryptography. It's worked well so far. We envision it that it'll continue to work well, and hopefully we can close that market cap with us growing as opposed to them catching us. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Andrew for closing comments and his demonstration.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, so one last thing. I have been getting, sorry, Andrew. I have been getting questions come in. Please, we should have said that at the outset. Any questions you have by now, everybody knows how to use Zoom. Just type your questions in. When Andrew finishes his presentation, we will respond to the questions. So keep them coming. Thank you. Andrew, over to you.
Thank you, Brian. So, I'm switching over to my demonstration. I'm very glad that now is a peak moment. Okay, so I'm going to is two demonstrations. First, it is the AI, full homomorphic encrypted AI, and then I would do the crypto vault demonstration. Now, first of all, here on the screen is showing that we log in to the AI system, whereby we're having a credit card fraud detection model as our demonstration, which is what we call sandbox, in the technology world. And so in the sample data, you can see that we got a lot of we bought some real data from some credit card transaction. We know some of them are legit, some of them are fraud, so that when we are doing the AI inference, we have expectation to see whether it is a legitimate or fraud prediction from the AI inference. So let's pick transaction number 35, for example, which is actually a transaction that is actually fraud. So if we select this transaction and we submit to the AI model to do a prediction whether it is fraud or legit, we will expect to see, let's see what the prediction is, fraud, which is the same as the actual transaction. And the response is instant, 0.0001 second, okay, which is very fast. So now, the demonstration is that what we have done in the last 2 years was that we are encrypting these data so that the transaction is going to be kind of gibberish. As you can see that, this transaction 35 now is representing some gibberish. It's no longer something that is recognizable in plain text. So if we are going to submit to the AI model, okay, clicking a button, you see that it will do the inference within 0.69 seconds. It gives you the answer already. Now, remember, 0.69 seconds is still very fast in human perception. So if we decrypt, what do you expect to be the answer is going to be? Hopefully, is fraud. Let's see. Bang, bingo. So this is a apple to apple demonstration whereby the unencrypted plain text AI inference compared to the encrypted AI inference is identical. Okay, and the good thing about that is the speed that we have optimized, spending close to 2 years of work to optimize, making this kind of very complicated encrypted AI operation to be still within the human acceptable speed, right? So that is what we have done, and we are about to go out and do the go-to-market strategy beginning, about a month later. The first event that we are presenting is the TMLS, which is one of the world's largest machine learning conference to be held in Toronto, the CIBC building in June. So that we are going to brag about the technology that we can help just about any major corporations, banking, national defense, or whatsoever about how we can protect them in the AI world. Right. So that is the QAW quantum AI wrapper technology. So now let me switch over to the other demonstration, which is let me go back to the same browser, and then this time I am opening up the Q Vault, which is we call quantum vault technology. And this Q Vault is actually haven't been publicly released until about middle May, 2 to 3 weeks from now, but you have a preview of what's happening. So what exactly it is giving rise to is that if you're a holder of some existing token, such as Ethereum, Hyperliquid, or whatsoever, you want to protect your existing wallet, treating it like a safe, like a vault, that you can put your token into that vault that is quantum safe. And once it's in the vault, no one with quantum computer can hack into the vault. And if you want to use it, you take it back. Okay? And then when you take it back, you have to have a quantum signature to do that, so that no one can forge and no one can hack into it. You take it back and you can sell. So the step one of doing something is that you are going to connect to your existing wallet, which is what I am doing right now. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm connecting to my wallet, and then it is showing that I have this all, fake data. Okay, I have 1.2 million Q1 token. I have 500,000 hype, which are locked today, and then I have some other portion that are unlocked. 1.2 million of Q1 and about 392,000 of hype token that is unlocked. Right. So what I can do is, if I want to lock some of the unlocked token, for example, I want to lock 10,000 of it. Okay, just type in 10,000 and continue to lock, and then I would provide the address of the Q Vault, and then provide a quantum password. If the password is wrong, for example, it won't accept. It will be set incorrect PIN. But then if the PIN is correct, it will successfully lock the 10,000 token into the Q Vault. So once it's in Q Vault, these 10,000 tokens are totally safe against hackers equipped with quantum computers. So if we go back to the list, you will see that now I got 1.2 million, 10,000 being locked, and then 10,000 less in the unlocked portion. If I want to unlock, it's more or less the same thing. How many I want to unlock, and it will go the reverse way. And so this is really a huge breakthrough, because in the last probably 3 years, many crypto industries players, they were trying to think about, hey, how are we going to protect these tokens, how I can use a layer one chain to protect, but we are already ahead of them. They are asking these questions that we have already asked and tested 3 years ago. So what we have eventually done is that there's really no way that you can protect existing token unless you are providing a vault for them to keep those tokens in the vault so that it is quantum safe, rather than selling it and put it into a new token that people don't trust. So that's basically the vault that we are going to release by our partners about 2 to 3 weeks from now. So so basically that, let me just disconnect the wallet. So that's kind of like concluding what we have created. We demonstrated how we already have existing product generating revenue, but these are the things that is coming, to be generating revenue for this year, next year, and the years to follow. So I'd like to have a kind of like before I open question and answers to the floor, I'd like to make a closing statement that quantum is really like AI from 2-3 years ago. This is only the beginning, and we see the first wave of quantum several months ago, and it would just getting more and more talked about, just like AI from 2-3 years ago. And most importantly, we are not talking about technology that is coming in the next 2-3 years. We already have. We're different from our competitor in the way that we already have product created for our partners, doing the sales and marketing, generating revenue, and we have more to come. So I'm very excited to be here presenting what we have, and I'm very confident in the upcoming years to come, and how we would becoming the go-to place in whenever people are talking about quantum safe, in the years to come. So thank you very much again for coming to our AGM and listening to viewing my demonstration. So I couldn't wait to see you again next week. Thank you.
Okay, now the floor is open for questions. Andrew, are there any from the live floor? I have a number virtual. Okay. I get started with and I'll take these in order that they came in. Andrew, with respect to the remote access through our partner Hitachi, is this available in Japan only? Is it exclusive? So I think the question is this exclusive for Japan or worldwide? I think that's the question.
The project that we did is for Japan only. I go back to the slide. For Japan only. This is called Do Mobile. Brian, you can turn off your microphone. There will be less echo. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this is for Hitachi in Japan, called Do Mobile. However, we also do have our own remote access that is also upgraded to become quantum safe, and that is for the rest of the world. So the short answer to the question is both. We have both for Japan and for the rest of the world.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. And the next one that came in had to do with email, and it was more of an explanation. Anyway, no more phishing and Outlook ready. So I take by that I don't think he was clear on that. Could you expand on the phishing issue and that it's Outlook ready, please?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question too. Fundamentally, the end-to-end quantum safe email security that we have created is, like you said, is is an Outlook plugin. It is running as an Outlook plugin. So from an end user point of view, what does it mean? It means that it is mainstream ready because Outlook is the de facto standard in corporate email. So whether you are in Japan or whether you are in the US or Canada or wherever, the de facto standard in corporate email are using Outlook as the email platform. So we don't need to reinvent the wheel. There is already a platform there. So all we have created, the mandate that we have created was to run as a plugin within Outlook so that it is immediately available to the corporate world. So once the IT person decided to try or to use it, all they have to do is download that plugin, install it, and it would automatically plug into Outlook, and your Outlook can begin to send quantum safe end-to-end email to your colleagues and vice versa. That's the short answer to that.
Okay, thank you. Somebody had a request. Andrew, can you mute when I'm talking? Would you mind? Okay, thank you, Andrew. Apparently there was some feedback there. Now, going over to the go-to-market strategy with respect to AI, and this is a fairly long question, is you went through a very good demonstration on the financial industry. What other verticals do you see that you can attack with this solution?
Yeah, as I briefly mentioned, AI is applicable to just about any industry. So whether you are in the financial, or you are in the national defense, or you are in the medical, they all 100% would try to, if they have not already done so, is trying to adopt to AI. But then the biggest problem that is preventing the AI from doing the maximum is privacy. They're worrying about the privacy. So financial definitely we're worrying about privacy, and military would worrying even more about privacy. And medical, all the medical data that are feeding into the AI model are hugely confidential with patient data and things like that. So without the privacy being solved, this industry can never use AI to the maximum. So what we have done is basically, not even creating, we have created a platform and proven to the world that we can encrypt both the user data and the AI model before doing the inference. So don't get me wrong, like it is actually a two-way street for AI security. It's not only applicable to the user data, but the AI model itself, they also cannot allow piracy of the model. It's not only commercial piracy, but also you're talking about national security. I think I gave an example during my demonstration, was that the say drone, military drone contain AI. It has an AI model there that can recognize some landscape and whatsoever. And when the drone is down, you cannot have the adversary, the enemy, to get hold of the drone and then reverse engineer your AI model and understand what you have done to the AI model. And that's the new age warfare, and they have to be encrypted. So we have the platform ready to help all these industries. That's the short answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The next one is a general question, Andrew, and it goes right back to the beginning on the need for quantum protection before 2029. And I think he's referring to the term harvest now, de-encrypt later. Could you expand on that? He's asking, is there a need for quantum protection before 2029?
A short answer to that question is absolutely yes. And it's allowed, yes, not only because of the HNDL, Harvest Now, Decrypt Later attack, whereby hackers are getting hold of your data and then they just wait and hold on to it until they get hold of a quantum computer, then they decrypt, right? But also, as I think I mentioned about that too, is that the writings on the wall are all pointing towards 2029 as the Q-Day arrival. However, number one, 2029 is only 2.5 years from now. It's not a lot of time. So if you are not prepared today, chances are your ecosystem would need more than 2.5 years to get ready. Then you already toasted. Even though there's no HNDL at all, you toasted already. And then on the other hand, right, if there are some kind of unknown vendors from the closed world, such as Russia or China, who come in kind of like the DeepSeek. If you remember, there was a DeepSeek event happened in the AI world, that suddenly there's a no-name company. Well, you never heard of the name. They are huge in China, but never heard of the name. And they made an announcement for the availability of a quantum computer that's beating everyone and having Q-Day ready between now and 2029, whether it is 2026 later this year or 2027 or 2028, doesn't matter. As long as that day happen and you are not ready, right, you are also toasted. And remember one thing, that the hackers would never give you a call before they do that. Okay, so I think that's one quick answer I can give to that question.
Thank you. Could you mute? Thank you. Okay. And this one it has to do, switching over, because I've been grouping these, switching over to the digital asset. Okay. You mentioned the receipt of 22.5 million Q1 tokens. Can you elaborate on a couple of things there? How will they be treated accounting-wise? I can elaborate if you want. And second is, what type of value do you put on them?
I think I would explain a little bit about the value and the utility token, and then I would revert back to Brian to talk about the accounting side. And remember, I am the geek. I like the technology, and then but I'm not a number person, so I would revert back to Brian for the accounting side. So on the technical side, the Q1 token is the first utility token in the world designed to help to allow people to do quantum locking. So the design is very simple. We allow people having other tokens such as Ethereum or Hyperliquid or whatsoever, when they want to lock and save and protect their existing token, we got to charge a fee to do that, right? So although the fee is going to be very low, in the pennies, but there's a fee. So the fee is going to be paid in the currency of Q1 token. So that's we call utility token, right? And then we received 22.5 million of the Q1 token as one of the compensation or the remuneration or the upside or whatever you call it. And the current value they started at 1 cent, and then the simple math, it is that for every dollar worth of Q1 token they would successfully marketing, it will represent 22.5 million of value, on our book. That's the US dollar value. So that is the technical side about how Q1 token is going to be used and how the value is going to be created, because it is a utility token to help people quantum locking their token. So when they need to buy the token to perform the quantum locking, it will help alleviate raising the value of the token. So I will revert back to Brian to talk about the accounting side.
So it's fair to say that the Q Vault will drive value for the Q1 token, which will help increase the value as we see QLab start to market it. And with respect to how we'll treat it is, the value of the Q1, as we realize value on the realized value, but recognize as comprehensive income on sale. And that's how IFRS treats it. And I think that's about it. It will be recognized as comprehensive income when it's realized. And I'm now looking down. We have covered all the questions. And thank you all for attending. And I'm cognizant of time. It's now 5 o'clock. We went right on to the hour. Thank you very much. And I'll turn it over to Andrew and Bill for final comments.
Thank you again, Brian. So again, as a closing, I think I briefly mentioned a little bit about that. I am very excited to be the first AGM as the name of 01 Quantum. So the reason why we changed the name to 801 Quantum is because we are focused in quantum safe. We're making everything quantum safe. So again, the exciting part about quantum is that this is exactly like AI from 2-3 years ago. It's at the first gear of moving up. So we already have, as I said, not only the technology, but having product completed for Fortune 500 companies in the world, and something that people can already use and pay for and create a value, and then having something new to come up, for the upcoming few years. So I'm very comfortable and excited about the future of 01 Quantum, and I cannot wait to see you next week and see what the next 12 months would give us. Thank you very much again for joining.
I'd just like to add, welcome to the board, Eduardo. Nice to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm very, very, very glad and very privileged to be on board.
Thanks to everyone who attended. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.